Adventure on Clee Island. Writer Tanuka Bhaumik Endo. Publisher National Book Trust, India.
Story: The Plan. The three friends, along with Kay, left their hotel quite late at night. A thick mist was slowly enveloping the island, and all of them heaved a sigh of relief when the mansion gates loomed up ahead of them. "I was afraid we would lost the way and would be going round and round the island," whispered Lisha. Aaron put a finger on his lips, signaling her to keep quiet as they approached the gates. He motioned Kay to go ahead as they hung around in the shadows, half hidden by the mist. Kay reached up to the gate and pushed, looking around for a button. "Please state your business," came the deep voice as before. Kay's mechanical voice rang out in the night. "The Supreme Office has sent me with an urgent mission. I must see Dr. Eleanor immediately." "What is the mission? Please be specific." "It is about the will. I'm not allowed to reveal anything more at present. It's urgent and the Supreme Office will be extremely annoyed if this delay is reported." The gates swung open silently as Kay advanced into Dr. Eleanor's vast, sprawling property. A long driveway led up to the great mansion, which shone like a star in the distance. There was darkness all around. The fuzzy outlines of the domes could barely be made out in the gloom, and the whole effect was eerie. The disembodied voice rang out again. "Enter the house by the main door and let yourself into the green room, please." As Kay marched on, the gates behind closed silently, merging with the blackness that surrounded them. The gathering mist hid three figures running silently towards the cages. As they raced across the grass, their heart in the mouth, the three friends could hardly believe that they had succeeded in entering the compound. But they had to run without any sense of where they were going, as long as they were moving away from the main house, since the fields were completely dark. It was incredible that in the morning they had caught a glimpse of such exotic birds in this very place. Clearly, the Supreme Office's caretakers were unwilling to spend any resources on the birds, to the extent of not providing any lighting for the grounds. Once far away from the main house, the children stopped to catch their breath and thumped each other on the back for having managed to gain entry into the area, crawling on their stomach. "That was a brilliant idea, Aaron. The sensor could not pick us up." Neil hugged his friend enthusiastically. "Actually, I had noticed in the morning that they had photoelectric sensors," replied Aaron, trying to look modest but failing. "You see, the beam can reach a certain fixed area and often can't reach things of very small height, close to the ground." "But what if we'd been caught?" Lisha asked. "Most likely, we'd have been booted out. We just had to take the risk. Remember Eleanor's appeal? Even now we might get caught." "But Eleanor said there are only 2 caretakers. I don't think they felt they needed any more security, with only one old lady to manage," Neil pointed out. They don't know about the will. Exactly, replied Aran. Then he added with urgency in his voice. We don't have much time. Let's start looking for the flamingo's cage at once. How can we find the cage in this darkness? Lisha asked. Well, first of all, it should be a fairly big cage, more like an enclosure. These birds like to move about in flocks, and their natural habitat is muddy stretches of water, answered Aran. Wow, exclaimed Neil. You think Elena would have managed to create an artificial lake-like place here? Sure, Aran and Lisha replied together. Lisha elaborated further. An artificial lake can be created and water can be circulated in the lake through a pump so that fresh water is maintained. I'm sure some muddy place will also be kept like an island so that they can build their nests and hatch their eggs there. Wait a second, Neil interrupted. If the flamingo's house is actually an enclosed stretch of water and muddy land, then surely Elena couldn't have hidden the will there. It would be very difficult to retrieve a paper or a tape there. All three stopped in their tracks. Neil's words made sense. Then, where could the will be hidden? Or was Elena just rambling on in the tape? Had she become senile and was imagining things? There is still one possibility, said Aran thoughtfully. Suppose it's hidden somewhere in the entrance to the enclosure, like the lock or the door frame. It's worth giving it a try, said Lisha. Why don't we look around and try to find a map for the place? Neil suggested. Good idea, said Aran. But we must be quick. The more time we spend here, the higher the chances of getting caught. Although my guess is that, at worst, they'll just push us out of the grounds. Still, our attempt is Elena's only hope. I wonder how Kay is managing. I wish I had remembered to turn this on earlier. Here, Aran pushed a button on the computer in his watch and contacted Kay. He started to send instructions rapidly via his computer so that Kay could act on them.